If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. Source of all wisdom, I come before you acknowledging my deep need for understanding that surpasses mere knowledge. In this age of information overload, facts are abundant, but wisdom remains elusive. I can accumulate data without gaining insight, master techniques without discovering truth, gather opinions without finding direction. Lord, I confess that I often rely on my own understanding, trusting my logic and reasoning as though human intellect were sufficient for life's complexities. I make decisions based on what seems right in my own eyes, following conventional wisdom that may contradict your truth. But Proverbs warns against leaning on my own understanding, calling me instead to trust in you with all my heart. Grant me the wisdom that comes from above, the wisdom your word describes as first pure, then peaceable, gentle, open to reason, full of mercy and good fruits, impartial and sincere. This is not the wisdom of this world, which is foolishness to you. This is not cleverness or cunning. This is supernatural insight that perceives truth, discerns spirits, and recognizes your will. I need wisdom for the decisions I face. Some are momentous, career paths that will shape my future, relationships that will define my life, financial commitments with long-term consequences. Others are daily, how to respond to conflict, what to say and what to withhold, where to invest my time and energy. In all these matters, I need your perspective, your guidance, your truth. Teach me to seek wisdom in your word. The scriptures are more than ancient texts. They are living and active, able to judge the thoughts and intentions of the heart. Your word is a lamp to my feet and light to my path. When I'm confused, it brings clarity. When I am lost, it shows the way. Help me to be a diligent student of scripture, not just reading but meditating, not just learning but applying. I pray for discernment, the ability to distinguish between truth and error, between what is genuinely from you and what merely appears spiritual. We live in a time when many voices claim to speak for you, when deception is sophisticated, when half-truths are more dangerous than outright lies. Give me spiritual sensitivity to recognize what aligns with your character and what contradicts your nature. Help me to test everything, holding fast to what is good. Not every impulse is your leading. Not every opportunity is your will. Not every open door should be walked through. Not every relationship should be pursued. Not every offer should be accepted. Grant me discernment to recognize what is from you, what is from the enemy, and what is simply human desire or social pressure. I recognize that wisdom often comes through counsel. You have placed wise people in my life, those who fear you, who know your word, who have walked with you long enough to recognize your voice. Help me to be humble enough to seek advice, teachable enough to receive correction, and wise enough to recognize godly counsel when it is given. Yet I also need discernment about whose counsel to follow. Not all advice, even when well-intentioned, is wise. Not all experience, even when extensive, leads to truth. Not all education, even when impressive, produces wisdom. Help me to weigh counsel against your word, to seek multiple perspectives, to recognize when human reasoning contradicts divine revelation. Grant me wisdom in my relationships. Help me to know when to speak and when to remain silent, when to confront and when to overlook an offense, when to persevere in relationship and when to establish healthy boundaries. Give me insight into others' hearts, not to judge, but to love effectively, not to manipulate, but to serve genuinely. I need wisdom for stewarding resources, time, money, energy, influence. These are gifts from you, entrusted to me for wise investment. Show me where to give and where to hold back, when to say yes and when to say no, how to balance competing demands and priorities. Keep me from the foolishness of waste and the bondage of greed. Father, I pray for wisdom in understanding the times. We live in a rapidly changing world with complex challenges, technological advances that bring both blessing and danger, social movements that contain both truth and error, cultural shifts that require navigation with both grace and conviction. Help your church to be wise as serpents and innocent as doves, neither naive nor cynical. I ask for the fear of the Lord, which is the beginning of wisdom. This is not terror, but reverent awe, recognition of your holiness, acknowledgement of your sovereignty, deep respect for your authority. When I truly fear you, I gain right perspective on everything else. Problems that seemed overwhelming shrink in light of your power. Opinions that seemed authoritative fade in comparison to your truth. Teach me that wisdom sometimes looks foolish by worldly standards. The wisdom of the cross appeared as foolishness to those who were perishing. Obedience to you may not always make sense from a human perspective. Following your leading might mean choosing a path that others criticize or misunderstand. Grant me courage to follow your wisdom even when it contradicts human wisdom. I pray for wisdom that produces godly character. Knowledge without character is dangerous. Intelligence without integrity is destructive. Ability without humility is arrogant. Let wisdom be evident not just in what I know, but in how I live. In patience, kindness, self-control, faithfulness, and love. Help me to grow in wisdom throughout my life. Solomon asked for wisdom, and you granted it abundantly. Yet even Solomon, with all his wisdom, made foolish choices when he stopped seeking you. Keep me dependent on you, always learning, never assuming I have arrived, remaining teachable even as I grow in understanding. Thank you that you give wisdom generously to all who ask, without finding fault. You do not ridicule my lack of understanding or punish my requests for help. You invite me to ask, promising to give wisdom to those who seek it in faith. I claim this promise now, asking with confidence that you will fulfill your word. I recognize that Jesus Christ is the wisdom of God personified. In him are hidden all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge. To know him is to grow in wisdom. To abide in him is to access divine insight. Keep me connected to him, rooted in him, drawing life and wisdom from him. As I know him more, may I grow in wisdom that transforms my life and blesses others. In his wise and wonderful name, Amen.